Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron.
My name is Mike. Welcome to the AMPED Golf Podcast. How you doing today, Aaron?
Good. It was a fun weekend.
Yeah, Jeff couldn't join us. He had other things going. So it's you and I flying duo.
Like the old days.
Like the old days, right? So, yeah, it's hotter than heck out here. 97, 98 degrees right now. So the golf courses around here are going to firm up nicely.
Heck yeah.
We need to get out. We need to get out and play on it. We might have to take a cart though.
Yeah, it's going to be very hot.
If it's going to be this smoking hot, there's no way I'm walking. I mean, I am old and fat, so hey.
I'm young and fat, so there it is.
Did you see what I just sent you just a few minutes ago?
No, I didn't. Was it a text, an email?
It was a text. Breaking news in a direct response to Live Golf.
Yes. Yeah.
Will begin holding 8 no-cut special events with $20 million purses for the top 50 in the FedEx standings beginning 2023.
Yeah. I figured we could talk about the Live Golf stuff first and then
let's get it out. Let's get it out.
I feel like this is going to be a topic every week until something happens, but
Live Golf is not going away.
So. Yeah. Oh, no. I would imagine the PGA Tour has had something like this in the works just in case, like been in their back pocket for a while. And now they decided to pull that card. So
I sent it to you, sent it to Jeff. Jeff said, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
If I was a PGA Tour player, I'd be pissed. So they've been holding this in response to Live doing something, right? That's what it sounds like.
For sure. I mean, there's no way that they just all of a sudden decided. I mean, this has to be something that has been in the works for months, probably at this point. And they were holding on to it to see how that first Live event went. And now that it's gaining some traction still and everyone's talking about it, I'm sure this is a response to that.
So number 19, Brooks Koepka jumps ship and goes
today,
to Live Golf.
Apparently that happened today.
Abraham Answer yesterday, the day before, number 20 in the world, jumps ship and goes to Live Golf.
Yep.
It's an interesting response by the PGA Tour, and it still doesn't address we're playing less events. That's what we want.
Right.
So in order to get into this, you have to be in the top 15 FedEx Cup point standings. Right. So, and the DP World Tour has not said a word about suspending anybody.
Right. There hasn't been any direct response from them about any of this. So I mean, at this point, it's not looking like they're going to be suspending players, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
I don't know what's going to happen. I think that everybody believed the PGA and DP were locked arms, walking down the same fairway, step for step, right?
Yep.
And going to handle things the same way. Right now, that does not appear to be the case. So, And I know a couple of the banned PGA Tour players have applied for membership in a DP World Tour. I haven't heard anything since then. Nothing on any of the podcasts I listen to, nothing in any of the news outlets I troll to find information and look for information, but there's been nothing about that. So that's a little odd to me. I wish they would say something, what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they'll have some sort of statement here soon. I don't see them being quiet for much longer, as this is really the only thing that anyone wants to talk about as far as like golf media is concerned. So right. There has to be something.
So one of my questions to you and to Jeff, if he had been here, was the Live Golf is getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
More players that are ranked are going there. Does that mean the PGA Tour is getting better because of these players leaving, or is it making the PGA Tour worse?
I don't know that it's making it worse or better. It's kind of just at a stand. I feel like it's kind of plateauing right now. But this does give some of these guys grinding it out on the Korn Ferry Tour a bigger shot to get their card and to then start a career on the PGA Tour. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's really weird that so many of these top 50 guys are going to Live Golf. I don't know. I mean, so is there the last event, how many people participated in that?
In the live
Yes.
event?
Yeah.
48.
Is it always going to be a field of 48-ish or so? Is that the plan?
It's a limited field. I know that.
So what happens to the guys that played at that event last time? Are they just not invited back to play? Like, is it an invitational thing? Like every single event is going to be an invitational of some kind where you have to be invited to play. And if you don't do well, like let's say you have a year where you're just not playing well, are you then off of the tour, the live tour, and then screwed? Like, you don't have anywhere to go potentially? I just don't know how that's going to work out.
You can go to the Asian tour.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, you could, yes.
I mean, that's an option, right? So the golfer that finished last in their inaugural event got paid $120,000.
Right.
For placing last, and he was like 24 over. It was horrible. Andy Ogletree. If he plays in the remaining events, he'll make around $840,000, maybe more due to bonuses being on the right team.
Mm-hmm.
His PGA career earnings to date were $38,000.
Yeah. So again, like you would ask if this is good for the PGA Tour or bad. I'm going to go ahead and kind of flip it a little bit. These players that have agreed to play for live, what happens when they don't perform and they are all of a sudden finding themselves out of, I mean, like, are they just going to be done? Like all these, so like Andy Ogletree, let's say he finishes last every single event. They're going to want to make room for somebody else, right?
I think that if they continue to have limited field events, which is the idea here, the bottom feeders are going to get cut. And look, you know that Brooks and Chase are going to be on a team next time together, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, why wouldn't you be?
They're going to make this. So you got to think that if you're a live golfer with any salt to you, you're reaching out to your buddies saying, come on. Hey, come join me. Not only can we make this money and it's all guaranteed, we're only got to play 8 events. Plus we'll play the majors this year.
Right.
Because they kick that can down the road until next year.
Right.
They're going to make some money and they're going to have a lot more free time.
It's just one of those things where, again, like all these guys were paid money up front to come and do it. But at the end of the day, is it sustainable? And again, it's not like the PGA Tour is sustainable. You have to be relatively successful, but you don't need to be in the top 50 to stay on the PGA Tour. You can be on a wide range of rankings and still play on the tour and make the cut every weekend and qualify for events and things like that. Whereas the live's only going to be a specific amount of players every single tournament. At some point, some of these guys are not going to have a place to play.
Correct. And I think the people that jumped and went early that were not performers anyway, they're the ones that are going to feel it the most.
Right.
Really.
Right.
The DJs, the Phils, the Brooks, Answers, all these people that are going to defect there that might be in the top 100, they're not going to leave room for anybody else. There might be room for some amateurs, because here's the thing, right? Live now has to go develop players into superstars.
Right.
They have to try to do that, right? If this is something that's going to be prolonged and is going to be sustainable for them, they have to convince amateurs to come to them and build into world-class players on their tour.
Right.
Part of the problem they're going to have is, are they going to get world golf ranking points? Now, I know Norman's applied for it, and I've heard conflicting stories and reports. It's really hard to say who can get world golf ranking points and who can't, and how is it given and things like that.
Right. Especially when it comes down to like teams, like, are you going to be earning points if your team wins, but you perform poorly in that event? Like, that's something that's very interesting too.
It's got to be individualized, right?
Yeah.
World golf ranking points are an individual system. It's a system based. So I don't think the team component is going to impact that at all. And I can see the PGA Tour maybe flexing a little bit, working with the people that determine who gets world golf ranking points, and them saying, no, you're not getting any, at least not this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't give them any points this year. That's if you haven't done it, it feels like a bad startup, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that should have been in place before they started having their tournaments,
Right?
not during the tournaments that they're going to hold. So I think the people are going to lose out on world golf ranking points. Hopefully they play well enough in the majors that they're able to get into to achieve some of those, or they're playing on the DP tour and getting some there. So lots of interesting stuff. The USGA's CEO Mike Wan said on Wednesday that he could see a scenario that would make it really hard for Live Series players to compete in future for the US Open.
Yeah.
So I know they're applying for the points, but right now it's anybody's guess on whether or not they're going to get them.
Right. Well, not only that, but like Ryder Cup teams and things like that, which, I mean, talking about Brooks, that's not something that he cares about. He's been very vocal about really not caring about the Ryder Cup very much.
Brooks cares about Brooks.
Yeah.
He made that extremely clear. I am very confident, and people don't like that. Isn't that what he said? Something to that effect.
So I was thinking about this. So out of the Live candidates, you could say that there are maybe 3 people that are playing right now that have future Hall of Fame status, which would be Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson,
who's already in the Hall of Fame.
He is in the Hall of Fame. So I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So
no, that's okay.
DJ and Brooks right now are the really only 2 people that I can think of who have had a Hall of Fame career. Does that get taken away from them if they continue to play on Live? Are they then eligible to go into the PGA Tour Hall of Fame?
Oh, man.
You
think they have to be based on how they performed during their time where they were on the PGA? You can't take that away from them.
Right.
Jay Monahan being Jay Monahan might try to take it away from them.
Right.
Can you kick Phil out of the PGA Hall of Fame?
No, but you could add a little asterisk at the bottom of his plaque, that says his whole life story, and then it has at the bottom, he went and started a rival golf league.
And then he left.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I don't know. I don't think you can. I don't think you can take that away from them.
Right.
They earned that spot.
Yeah.
They really did. So
I still think it's just so early. I mean, nothing is going to be really set in stone with this Live season until at least after this whole year is done, because this is still this is like a test run for them pretty much. I'm sure this is not even close to the last time we're going to be talking about this.
Oh, there's no way. What's going to happen is there might be more defectors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's Patrick Cantlay, Matty Fitzpatrick,
I don't think Matt Fitzpatrick is going to go. Not
I don't
right
think
now.
He's going to either.
Right.
But if they get 4, 5, 6 more top 30, 40 players, man, that's going to be bad.
So now here's something else. Does this now make non-majors, so like just normal PGA events, easier?
Watered down?
Yeah. Is it going to be easier for these top guys to win?
I don't think it gets easier for them, because Matt Walter, who we've had on the show a couple times, and we have to get him back on the show, as a matter of fact, made a really good point. There's 1,000 guys sitting down in Florida who are dying for a shot, and I think some of these players that will come up through the Korn Ferry Tour and just explode. Will Zalatoris, he's a perfect example of somebody that played on sponsors exemptions last year, right? That's what he did.
It's crazy. I keep forgetting that this is his first year as a professional. I think he has something like 7 top 10 finishes in the last 10 majors he's played in, which is crazy.
He jumped up to number 12 in the world. He's almost in the top 10.
I would imagine by the end of the year, he'll be well within the top 10.
He is going to win this year. I said it at the beginning of the year. This is a year he's going to win. He almost won a week after I made that prediction, which would have just Nostradamus, get out of the way. It's Mike's turn now. But he's playing so well under pressure, and he's not playing all that well in minor events.
Right. And so he's a rookie. Like, this is still his rookie season, technically. I mean, I know he got rookie of the year last year, but he didn't technically have a tour card. He was just like you said, he was playing on sponsors exemptions. And to be so new and coming in like this and just contending every single major you're at, pretty much, like that's impressive.
As long as I don't have to watch him putt short putts, I'm okay, because I can't stand that pressure of that
figure eight he does,
that little thing, and then the toe.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that for putts that are, 10 feet or more.
Well, and so that's what they were talking about during the tournament is he has 2 different putting strokes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Well, and
that's crazy.
It's intentional that way. Like that's what his coach and him worked out. That's an intentional thing.
Doesn't that just sound wrong?
If it works, if you are finishing second at a major multiple times,
sure.
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Sure. Yeah. So US Open, it was
great.
Some of the best golf we've seen this year. I think
and we had said, so I think Sunday was better than the Masters. I mean, this was a really fun tournament to watch. People weren't going super low. They were getting punished. I feel like last year's US Open was a little boring, kind of. It wasn't I don't think it was as much of a challenge. These guys are playing on really tight fairways. There's trees and rocks and crazy rough, all over the place. All week you saw guys just getting punished, and it was so much fun to watch.
You saw a lot of shots that we might hit.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how to hit the shot out of the rough like that. And you saw the pros do the same thing. So
yeah.
It was interesting. There was also a lot of backlash on social media, apparently, from people who found NBC's broadcast across the multiple networks borderline unwatchable, they said.
Why?
Due to the endless ad breaks.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of commercial breaks.
It was crazy. So Mike Wan tweeted from his personal account, "I'm on it. We have the best sports production team in the world here with our partner NBC Sports. And if the amount of interruptions are problematic, we will work with our partner to do better."
Cool.
Nobody can do what the Masters does.
No.
The Masters, by far, we've talked about this countless times,
right,
by far is the best broadcast of any golf event on the planet.
Might be the best live sports broadcast, period.
I agree. I think every major should be broadcast that way.
Yeah,
I really
agree. I agree.
Put the signs out there, have something scrolling on the bottom for, but stop blasting with commercial after commercial. Even though they tried to do the split screen, it was still annoying.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of them. And of course, the commercial takes out the bigger part of the screen.
Right.
So I like that he said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take this under advisement, and we'll look at it."
Yeah.
But I don't want to take anything away from Matt Fitzpatrick and what he did.
I'm gonna say I picked him to win, and I'm very happy about that.
You picked him as your dark horse, right?
I did. Yeah. I picked him as my dark horse.
That was fantastic. It's better than my horses did or Jeff's horses did. So but he played extraordinarily well on a venue that he knows, because he's now only the second player to have ever won the US Am and the US Open on the same course, joining Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is crazy. And it wasn't one of those. I mean, again, I feel like at the Masters, Scotty kind of ran away with it. And the PGA championship ended in a nail biter, but this one was, I mean, it was down. Will missed that last putt on 18 by
the width of a credit card.
I mean, barely.
It
was crazy.
He burned the edge.
Yeah.
And to see him just collapse and drop his putter and then get up and go congratulate Matt Fitzpatrick and his parents.
Well, he even said during the interview, he was like, I mean, he played great. He's the guy's a class act. I think he will get one. There was a lot of talk on Reddit about him being the next Ricky Fowler, but I don't think that's even close.
I don't see it. I think Will has better game than Fowler had. And I think it's one of the topics I want to talk about. Is he the next Ricky Fowler? Is he the next Xander Schauffele?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think he's got one in him. I think that he's going to be trouble at the Open Championship. I really do.
I would love to see him win. I mean, anything this year. I think
his iron play, it's up there with Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
And it's Fitzpatrick won the tournament with that shot out of the bunker.
Yeah.
Was it 17?
I think it was 18. It was 18.
18.
Yeah.
He was blocked out by a clump. So he had to cut the ball in, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Right?
This is it. This is where he's going to blow up.
He's gonna make a bogey. It's gonna go to a playoff. Then what? And he didn't. He didn't even let it. That shot was amazing. One of the best shots under pressure I think I've ever seen live. So I loved it. Will finishing second again in a major, right?
And Scotty Scheffler again, just continuing his unbelievable year, finishing tied for second place with Will. I mean, I thought he could have done it if he had a couple mishaps on Saturday that I think really cost him the tournament. And if he hadn't had those, he would have been free and clear going into Sunday.
His Saturday was kind of interesting to watch because he came out of nowhere all of a sudden. Birdie. Now he's atop the leaderboard, right? And then bogey. He still only shot a 71 on Saturday. So he didn't shoot a Colin Morikawa 77 on Saturday, which brought him out of contention. And he had that shot on 16, 17, the par 5 with that false front.
Oh, yeah. So it just rolled all the way back.
If it wasn't for that, there would have been a tie.
That's true. There would have been a tie. So he made some mistakes, and he did not hit his irons very well and his wedges very well on Saturday. I cannot get over, and I guess I didn't notice this during the Masters, but I can't get over how he hits his irons. The way he's so steep coming down into the ball. And the different finishes he puts on, the different finishes. I mean, they showed a couple slow-mo shots, and he's literally coming down on top of the golf ball almost, and it's like his club stops for a millisecond, and then he digs his way out of the turf. It was very, very interesting to watch. His swing is gonna go down as one of the, I don't want to say worst because it's not, right? It works for him. Unique. Yeah, thank you. One of the most unique, up there with Jim Furyk and Arnold Palmer's finish, things like that. So how long can he keep it up? How much stress does it put on his body? It doesn't look like it's stressing him out very much. No. Those feet are moving like crazy, and he's crazy good. If Will can stop blocking out that damn driver to the right and stop leaving himself in really difficult situations. So there was a First Cut podcast. I was listening to the guys, and they're talking about how the pros were intentionally pulling it left into the trampled down areas. Oh, yeah. Give themselves a better shot. If you're going to miss it left, go way left so that you have that nice, smooth, trampled down grass that you don't have to worry about. Yep. So that's something that they would like to see changed for if it ever comes back here. And it needs to come back to this golf course. Oh, yeah. It was so much. I mean, it was amazing. Yeah, it was so much fun to watch. It's crazy that it took so long for it to come back. I mean, it's the perfect US Open venue. It's demanding. I think it's one of the best. Yeah, every tee shot is demanding, penalizing rough if you miss the fairways. Crazy out of bounds areas. We saw several guys, especially on 10. The amount of guys that drove it left into the woods or hit it short. It was crazy. Yeah. So Matsuyama had the round of the day on Sunday. Actually, he had the round of the tournament, posting a 65 to finish solo fourth out of nowhere. Yeah. Out of nowhere. I didn't see him coming, but his was the best round. Morikawa shoots the second best round or tie for the second best round on Sunday with a 66. He's pulling a Rory here. He's having a bad few days. And then all of a sudden on Sunday, 77 was horrible. Yeah. One of his, I think it's the worst round he's ever had in a professional tournament. I don't know, maybe master or in a major anyway. Yeah. So Rory, you talked about Rory. He was just there. He just hung around. It's hard. I mean, it was heartbreaking to watch because going into the weekend, I was like, oh yeah, like Rory is playing great golf. But there were, again, like on 10, he pulled it way left into the trees. And then he has to hack out. Then he has to get up and down for a bogey. He had several of those. Just a couple mistakes that were just compounding into more difficult situations that he just put himself in.
I love what he said when he goes, this is what it's all about. It's about, I want other guys to go out and post a low score so that I have to go out and post one lower. You know, he goes, that's what I live for right now. Rory looks like he's engaged again. It looks like he wants to play. It looks like he wants to win. And that's dangerous for everybody.
Yeah.
He's going to put it together a couple more times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's going to be up there. And if he can just maintain that frame of mind,
just need him to put it together on Masters. I just want to see it. I want to see him win the whole thing.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Or in a couple of weeks at the Open, like seeing him win at St. Andrews. It's the only time that I will probably, root against like an American. Like obviously we want an American to win the US Open, but having an Englishman win the Open would be huge, especially for the 150th anniversary. Huge.
He's Irish, isn't he?
Irish, they're from around the same area.
They're from around. I apologize to anybody listening from overseas. I think other people would take exception to that.
I know. To have an Irishman win would be
Fitzpatrick has an incredible chance to win there. Can he deal? See, this is the thing, right? You win your first major. Now you're really high. Can you come back down and put it together mentally to push through? Because the Open Championship is coming.
Can he not get the major itis, whatever it is, where guys win a major and then they just take weeks off and seem to fall apart for months and months and months? But, is he going to keep grinding? He seems like the type of guy to do that, considering he's recorded every single golf shot he's taken since he was like 16 years old. So,
So what do you think about his cross-handed chipping?
I didn't even notice that until you said anything about it.
Yeah, you got to go back and look at the video.
Yeah, that sounds difficult.
It sounds impossible.
Yeah,
but it works for him. So I mean, we've tried everything. So I'm not gonna say anything there. But Rory, we were really just, come on now, grind it out.
Yeah,
get there. He had a chance. He really did. He had a legitimate chance.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't put it together. How about Keegan Bradley on Saturday and Sunday, walking up the 18th, getting that hometown love? I mean, we talked about it on Sunday. I never experienced anything like that, right?
Right.
I
he didn't win, but I would imagine it was probably pretty special to be there and just to be in that situation.
Yeah, for him being, on that first page of the leaderboard and up and down a little bit, it had to be awesome. I can't imagine the feeling he had. And then I was pointing out to you, look at his swing. Look how far bent over he is, how low his hands are. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it looked like he was playing with like kids clubs.
Looks like he's like 7 foot tall playing with regular clubs. Right?
Yeah,
and he's not. So I don't even know how he does it. Patrick Cantlay didn't show up for yet another major. Wasn't even a factor.
Nope.
Phil missing the cut, which I said was going to happen, and I don't think anybody's surprised at Phil missing the cut. But plus 11.
Yeah,
the fans still treated him well.
Good.
He still got really, really good interaction with the fan stuff. The press, not so much.
The press only wanted to talk about one thing the entire weekend. So,
yeah, you're a trader. You went to Live Golf. How do you feel about taking their blood money? Blah, 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 blah. So others that missed the cut, Victor Hovland, who is he
had a really bad day on Friday. I mean, had there were like 6 or 7 bogeys in a row for him. I mean, just rough.
Yeah, he's had a rough year.
Yeah.
And he was somebody I thought was going to have a big year this year. He was starting to play well at the beginning of the year, end of last year, didn't carry over. Tommy Fleetwood, Cam Smith.
I'm surprised Cam Smith didn't make the cut. I'm not too surprised with Tommy Fleetwood, but Cam Smith's been playing some decent golf all year.
Can't drive the ball right now.
Yeah.
He is talking about somebody that's will get the snap hook all of a sudden. You got to keep the ball in play. Molinari, Oosthuizen missed it. Harold Varner missed it. No surprise on HV3 missing it, right? I mean,
no.
Nobody.
Speaking of HV3, apparently Michael Jordan personally told him that he cannot join Live Golf.
I heard that. He said it's not the right thing to do. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're going to listen to Jordan, right? If Jordan tells you not to do something.
Yeah, especially if he's paying me all that money.
Yep. Is he the only guy wearing Jumpman? There's a lot of players wearing Nike, but is he the only one wearing Jumpman?
I know a lot of players wear Jordans on the course, but I think he's the only player that's actually sponsored by him.
Interesting. Berger missed it. Finau missed it. Kevin Na missed it. Taylor Gooch missed it.
Yeah. Tony, again, had a rough Friday.
Yeah, Cam Young missed it. Kisner missed it, which surprised the hell out of me. I didn't expect Kisner to miss the cut here. I didn't expect him to win, but I expected him to play better.
This course is very demanding off the tee, and you have to have, I mean, I didn't really see many guys taking irons off any of these tees other than the par threes. I mean, you have to hit driver well here. And Kisner is a great player. He just doesn't really have that distance really anymore. And I don't think this is a course that suits him well.
Yeah. Billy Horschel missed the cut, and he was somebody going into that. I was kind of going, well, come off the win here at the Memorial. Looks like he's playing better. Nope. Shane Lowry missed the cut.
Yep.
That was a shocker because I think that was Jeff's dark horse pick for this one.
Yeah, it was.
It was JT and Shane Lowry, right? Mm-hmm. So Corey Connors missed it, and Sergio missed it. So a lot of live golf guys missed the cut here.
Yep.
Might be their last chance to play in it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next year.
So it was
great. I mean, I really hope the Open is just as close. I'm sure they're going to be going a lot lower there because the golf course is more accessible. But I want to see a nail biter. I don't want to see anyone run away with it. I think it was extremely fun to watch on Sunday. There were a lot of great moments.
There were a lot of moments that made us yell at the TV and scare the dogs.
Yes. Yes, there was.
And I think it was the best Sunday golf we've watched this year.
It's probably the best US Open in a while, honestly. I mean, don't really have too many that are super memorable.
No, nobody complained about the course setup. Everybody actually praised it.
Yeah.
The only person that I thought was a little just off center was Grayson Murray, who, tomahawked his putter after a bad putt in the fourth round and then snapped a wedge as well.
Yep.
But he did make the cut, and Kevin Na didn't. I haven't seen anything from his Twitter feed poking at Kevin Na again, because he loves to do it.
Oh yeah.
I thought for sure I was going to see something there, but I get the urge to do it when things aren't going your way, but I think it's as much. And we've called out Rory for this kind of behavior.
I think it's also one of those things. I mean, it's dangerous. If it slips or something, goes into the gallery, you're going to hurt somebody doing that.
Little Caddyshack where he turns around and throws it.
Yeah.
Goes into the people eating. It hits the wife. So anyway, this week we have the Travelers Championship at TPC River Highlands, which I've played on PGA 2K.
And which Brooks Koepka is apparently in the field for still.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to actually. Well, I think it'll happen because he has not put a tee in the ground yet.
That's true.
Live. It could happen.
Right.
I know. Will backed out. He just dropped out today.
Yeah.
Today or yesterday. So Will dropped out, but it's a decent field. Keegan Bradley, Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, Stuart Sink, Cam Young, Jason Day, Finau, Fleetwood, Fowler, still in it. Kisner's in it. Rory, Neiman, Doc Redman, who I kind of like, and he had some injury stuff and he's coming on. Seamus Power, who's having a really good year, sneaky good year. Xander's going to be there. Scheffler, Spieth, Thigala, JT, HV3, Vegas, and Matt Wolf. So it's not a bad field. It's a pretty decent field. I wonder how JT's going to bounce back because he did not play well last week either.
No, he off to a great start. First 2 days were great. I mean, he was right there and then just could not keep it together on Saturday and Sunday.
He's another one that you can see gets in his head like we do. And I think when he's in his head,
tortures himself. That's what I kept wanting to say torches. Tortures,
same thing, right? I mean, he's sabotaging himself. When we do the same thing out there, lots of amateurs do it, lots of pros do it.
Right.
Once you get a shot in your head and you can't let it go to walk to hit that next one. And this is the thing that made Tiger so great. The next shot is the most important shot. Let it go and focus on that one. It doesn't make a difference what happened in the past. It's done.
Right.
You can't fix it. So, and we do that to ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
more than sometimes. So this course is it's in Connecticut. It was first known as Middleton Golf Club, and then in 1928 as Edgewood Country Club, then TPC River Highlands. It's a par 70, 6,800 yards, so it's not a slouch.
No.
It's not as long as some of the other ones. It was completely redesigned by who else? Pete Dye in the 1980s. I think in 1982. It underwent another renovation in 1989 by Bobby Weed, who I've never heard of before. He's a noted golf architect. And it was named by Golf Digest as one of the top 10 golf courses in the state and the best private course in the state. So it's 148 acres, bent grass, mature maple, oak, sycamore, eastern white pines on these gentle rolling fairways, as I like to put it. So it shouldn't be anything really harsh, but the 15 through 18 are called some of the hardest finishing 4-hole stretches in golf. So that's where you're going to see a lot of the problems. I like Matt Wolff this week a lot for some reason.
Really?
So, yeah. He's playing really well. I think the less pressure, it's not a major. I think he might top 10 it. I don't know that he'll win it, but top 10 I could see happening. Rory.
So that's someone again. I hate to pick him again, but he's playing great golf. It was either between him or Sam Burns for me this week going into it. So one of those two.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Matt Wolff with a top 10, and I'm going to go with Rory as
the winner.
The winner. His focus just week after week seems to be back to where it needs to be for him to.
And he's putting
up the scores.
He's playing a lot of golf this season. He's been playing a lot of tournaments. It's good to see him back into his old form.
Do you think that's intentional with what's going on with Live Golf? Do you think Monahan and him have colluded to make Rory kind of the face of the PGA, or do you think it's unintentional?
I think it's probably a little unintentional. I'm sure that they've had a conversation before, like, Rory, you need to be, continue doing what you're doing. He's already a great ambassador for the PGA Tour. He's eloquent. He knows what to say. So I don't think that Monahan needed to tell him that he's the face of the PGA Tour, but he is right now.
He is, and he's become very eloquent. We've talked about that in the past as well. Rory speaking his well thought out, and he has a commanding presence when he's there.
Right.
He's not just shooting from the hip and telling people that you don't like me because I'm what did Brooks say? Not competitive, but
confident.
I smell bullshit.
There's a difference between confidence and arrogance.
Brooks hasn't been able to back up anything.
No.
So, and I don't know, he's been injured.
Right. Other than the match with him and Bryson, that's the last time he's really done anything.
Yeah, they're both injured, and Bryson wasn't playing for anything either. So I don't know. Anyway, enough about that. So it's going to should be a really good event. Don't know how much of it we'll watch. I'd love to golf this weekend. So
same.
I think we can do a little bit of both, maybe. For the ladies, Jennifer Kupko wins at the Meyer Lpga Classic. That's, well, I don't want to say right down the road, but it's just kind of neighboring state in Michigan. She beat Nelly Korda and Leona Maguire from Ireland, another Irish lass. Sorry, Rory, I didn't mean to call you a lass there. You can come and speak to me directly and admonish me if you'd like to.
Yes, I'd like to see that.
So she beat him in a playoff. It was actually pretty spectacular. Kupko had some up and downs on Sunday. Maguire was kind of chasing her a little bit and pretty much made back-to-back birdies on holes 13 and 14 to get to 17 under, one back of the lead, then birdied 18 to have the lead in the clubhouse. Kupko bogeyed the 16th and Korda birdied the 18th to tie Maguire and force a three-way playoff. So it looked like it was going to be over when Kupko hit her second shot to 3 feet with an 8-iron on the first playoff hole, but she lipped out her eagle putt from 3 feet. Ouch!
Dang. Yeah, that's
gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Korda played some pretty spectacular golf. Her sister also was in the top 5, I believe. So the tournament that's coming up is the 3rd major of the season, and it's the U.S. Women's. Oh my God, what is it? Sorry, the KPMG PGA Women's Championship, and it's being held at Bethesda, Maryland, at Congressional.
Oh, nice.
This is a historical golf course.
Oh yeah,
they've never held a women's major there, so it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. They're thrilled to have it there. They haven't had an event there in a little while. I believe Rory won back in 2011 the U.S. Open there.
Oh yeah.
So, and that was the last time it had anything. It's also held the U.S. Open in 1964, Ken Venturi. So, and that was when it was so hot he was eating salt tablets.
Dang.
Right. Dave Stockton won the PGA Championship there in 76. Ernie Els won in 1997 the U.S. Open there. So it's a pretty good course, and it's not going to be even close to what it was. It's undergone a major redesign by Andrew Green as a golf
architecture.
Course. I almost said golf cart architect, golf course architect. So they're saying that the course is going to be largely unrecognizable to anybody that's played there before.
Interesting.
So they've expanded the fairways. They've added like 50 acres of natural areas, all kinds of stuff. And they're saying the clubhouse is visible from anywhere in the golf course.
Interesting.
Right. So there's that. There's lots of good stuff that's going to happen. I don't even want to pick a winner here, because if Korda just came back from that injury where she had that blood clot, remember?
Right.
And this is really, I think, her second tournament back from that. And if she's back, it's going to be dangerous for the rest of the world. But Lydia Ko has been playing very well. Kupko is her second win this year.
Mm-hmm.
She won her first one a couple months ago. I think we talked about that. She got a Rolex for it. Apparently everybody who wins their first tournament on the Lpga gets a Rolex. So that's kind of cool. So that's what's happening in golf this week. I'm not sure about the it's not the senior tour, the Champions Tour. What's going on there? I haven't really paid much attention to it. And I did see that the person who won on the Corn Ferry Tour last week was a Monday qualifier.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Good for them.
I can't remember his name. I should be more prepared. I apologize. It's in Kansas, and they get a propeller, like a wooden airplane propeller.
Nice.
So it looks
like a legit,
propeller, you know?
It's like a little small one.
No,
it's
a big propeller. So, and he gets full status on the Corn Ferry Tour for the rest of the year. So awesome. That's a big deal for them, because full status, playing more events, you got more opportunity to make more money. And that they break it down into, we talked about this last year, right? They break it down into 2 seasons, really.
Right.
And if you're in the top 20 or whatever, you get full status on the PGA Tour next year.
Yes,
I believe so. So that's going on. Did you see the picture of Tiger without his leg sleeve?
No.
There's a picture.
There's a picture of Tiger's leg.
There is a picture of Tiger's leg, and it does not look like his other leg. You got to zoom in on it a little bit, but he takes a picture with a kid at some tournament, and he does not have the sleeve on his right leg. So you can see visible scarring. The inner calf looks concave, they said, while the lower portion of the leg is just unnatural looking. It just juts out. So the only thing he was wearing was a little ankle support wrap for his ankle. So if he got stronger, he plays in the Open Championship. Does he legitimately have a shot at winning.
I don't think you can ever really count Tiger out. If he can walk and hit the golf ball comfortably, I think he's as good a bet as anyone to win it, especially at St. Andrews.
He knows how to play the course.
Yes. It's also apparently his favorite golf course. So,
and it's the 150th. He wants his name on this one badly, don't you think?
Probably.
I would think so. I mean, if I'm Tiger, I want this one. And just making the cut at the Masters and then making cut at the PGA, right, where he ultimately withdrew. But
right,
if he is now walking, he's not wearing the leg sleeve and he's confident, I think he's scary. And I wouldn't bet on him to win it, but I think the odds makers are going to make it very interesting for people to bet on Tiger to win this.
Yep. Well, he's won there twice. So
he has won there twice. I think he's got a shot.
Again, it's if he's healthy and capable, then yes, I would give him a fair chance at winning for sure.
Did you hear about Nick Faldo retiring?
Oh, like from broadcasting and everything? No, I didn't.
End of this year, he's done.
Oh,
so
man.
He's 64 years old. He's got 33 wins internationally and another 9 on the PGA Tour, including 6 majors, which have 3 green jackets and 3 British Opens. His best finish at the U.S. Open was a solo second in 88, and he also tied for second in the 92 PGA Championship. So he also held the top spot in the World Golf Rankings for 97 weeks. He also has an extremely successful golf course design company. Why wouldn't he? Because if you're a named golfer that's won, people want you to design their courses.
Yes, they do.
He's just had enough. It's time for him to slow down and enjoy life. So
go for it.
I think they're bringing in Trevor Immelman to replace him, which, I'm not sure I was going to go, but it can't be that bad. Davis Love is doing pretty good. I like watching him or hearing him. His thoughts behind it. So we're losing him. That's kind of a shame, right?
You think he's going to still come in for the Masters? The broadcast? No.
Yeah. I think once he's done, he's done.
Well,
I mean, they could pay him a boatload of money, but
yeah,
I don't know. You've been doing this for
long time,
44 years. When's enough?
Right.
So, we get back to Scheffler for a minute because we didn't talk about this. He is now won the most money in a season on a PGA Tour
than anyone.
Wow. So his total earnings after finishing one shot behind Fitzpatrick brings him to $12,896,849, not including any bonuses, which beats Jordan Spieth, who had the previous record of $12,030,465 in 2014-15.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the best season he's had. So, and it's not over yet.
There's still 10 events in the season.
Yeah, so he's
still 10.
Probably as long as he makes the cut, he's just going to continue adding money on those.
I don't know how anybody beats this.
You think he'll get to 15 million?
Oh, I think 15 million's in the bank. The question is, can he hit 20?
That would be crazy.
He gets another win, finishes second, third, a couple more times. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, is it?
No.
He's not as dominant as he was during that short stretch leading up to the Masters. And then after that, he faded a little bit, took a little time off, and he's come back. And now, second place finish.
Yep.
You can't count him out. I still think he gets the least amount of respect out of any number one player in the world.
Oh, for sure.
However many years it's been.
Yeah, I still think people think he's kind of a fluke. I don't. I think the guy is a real contender, and I hope he's here to stay for a while. We'll see how long he holds this for. Maybe he'll be like another Dustin Johnson. He'll be world number one for 2 years.
I don't see how he's not going to be world number one for a long time right now.
Unless he completely just falls off, he'll be world number one probably for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I love him. I think he's fantastic. And I love his attitude watching him. Nothing really flusters him. You don't see him.
It looks like he's having fun. Like
Yeah.
he looks like he's genuinely enjoying his time on the golf course. And I'd love to see that.
Something we need to do more of, and going back to our Nancy Lopez podcast that we had where play happy, right? We tend to not play happy, especially when things are going poorly.
Right.
You played pretty well down the stretch on Sunday morning when we got out. Had some birdies, had some really nice pars, hit some beautiful shots once you're warmed up. We got to get warmed up before we start playing, because we're going out there.
Do.
It's not like we're starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're starting at 6:15 in the morning.
Right. We rolled out of bed 20 minutes ago, and now we're on the golf course.
So we need to give ourselves a half hour of stretching at home, and we both have nets that we can both hit in our garage. So there's really no excuse for it other than kind of, it's early, but we like to play early.
We do.
Well, if we're going to really like to play early, I'd like to play better,
True.
So something for us to work on. What else you got?
The only other thing I had was, did you see the tweet about number 13 at Augusta?
No,
it's all torn up. They're doing some.
What did they do?
Don't know, but they are doing some renovations to number 13.
Oh no.
Yeah. So from what I saw, it looked like the entire fairway was torn up. So.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
Well, the course is shut down now, so I mean nobody's playing it.
Won't open again until October. So.
If anybody's listening has access,
we're free whenever you need us,
and wants to see two below average, so two average golfers hack it up at Augusta, we're willing to record it too and put ourselves totally out there.
We will be very respectful, extremely respectful of the golf course. Yeah, very.
So interesting. I can't wait to see what they do with it. Masters is not that far away, so I don't remember the day. I haven't looked at the day counter in a while. I try to back off of my love for the Masters, but I am telling you this: next year I am going to be off Thursday and Friday. So if you want to take it off with me,
if I can, I will. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the entire tournament, and maybe we'll blog about it or do something. So yeah. So hey, thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you guys. For everybody watching us, thanks. My new golf shirt. What do you think? You like it?
I do.
It's pretty dang comfortable. So nice Father's Day gift. So I love it. Hard to find a hat that's going to match this though.
You got a bunch of different colors to choose from on that shirt that you can match with.
I do. I wear my Tiger Woods golf hat that I like so much.
There you go.
Probably wear that one. But thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us and spending some time with us and giving us some feedback. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to reach out to us at ampedgolf@gmail.com. Leave comments. If you like what you see, hey, consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us some comments, and we still need to figure out the live stream. So that's something that we'll work on continually and get going for you guys. So thanks.
If you guys are watching on YouTube and you want to listen to more of our episodes, you can go to Spotify, and the link will be in the description below, or really anywhere you find podcasts, and you'll be able to listen to us in your car or wherever you want to listen to the podcast from.
Yeah, go listen to some of the early stuff and laugh about it, because
it'll be a good time.
We do. It's not good.
It's
funny.
Yeah. It's a learning process.
It is a learning process. So thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate you guys and gals. See ya.
Bye.